And a special shout out to my colleagues from Massachusetts. I'm glad to be with you. Our youngest daughter, Catherine, graduated from high school not long ago. Sitting at her graduation, I couldn't help but reflect on the difference between her journey to that milestone and my own. I grew up in poverty on the south side of Chicago. I went to overcrowded and sometimes violent public schools. I shared a room and a set of bunk beds with my mother and my sister. So we'd rotate from the top bunk to the bottom bunk to the floor, every third night on the floor. I can't think of a time when I didn't enjoy reading, but I don't remember actually ever owning a book as a child. I got my break in 1970 when I came to Massachusetts on a scholarship to boarding school. For me, that was like landing on a different planet. Now, our daughter Catherine, by contrast, has always had her own room. Most of that time in a house in a leafy neighborhood where I used to deliver newspapers as a student in high school. By the time she got to high school, she had already traveled on 4 continents. She had shaken hands in the White House with the President of the United States. One generation. One generation, and the circumstances of my life and family were profoundly transformed. And though that story is not told as often as we'd like, it's told more often in this country than any other place on earth. That is the American story. That is who we are. It's also what we stand for as Democrats. The simple notion that through hard work, tenacity, preparation, and faith, each of us has a chance at the American story. Well, the American story is at risk today. More and more families are working harder and losing ground. The poor are in terrible shape, but the middle class are one paycheck away, one serious illness away from being poor and deeply anxious about it. Together, we can change that. And by the way, we've done it before. In an earlier generation, facing dangers abroad and widespread suffering at home, our leaders responded with more than new policies. They summoned American aspirations and called on a generation to serve and to sacrifice. And that generation, what we call the greatest generation, fought and won the war, rebuilt Europe, built the federal highway system and great public universities and other institutions, expanded the middle class, and ignited the civil rights revolution. That generation, through their service and their sacrifice, made it possible for many of us to live the American story. Well, Barack Obama understands that. He understands our need to renew our commitment to the American story today, and that the gateway is through a first-rate education. That's why Barack Obama wants to help our kids be ready to learn when they get to kindergarten by investing in early education. That's why he wants to fix and fund No Child Left Behind. That's why he wants to better train and better reward high-performing teachers, why he wants to emphasize more math and science preparation, and why he wants to support college ambitions for young people by helping them to pay for it. Barack Obama understands, just like you and me, that a well-educated America will make things again, because we'll be ready for emerging industries like clean energy and life sciences and high tech that produce good jobs as well as a cleaner environment. And in that new economy, working people will again be able to see a path into the middle class and a secure future. Now, John McCain says he believes in education too. But he is against fully funding No Child Left Behind, against fully funding Head Start, against hiring more teachers, and wants to abolish the Department of Education. Now, this should come as no surprise. John McCain is just more of the same old say one thing, do something else crowd we've got in the White House right now. Remember, these are the same folks who say they believe in small government and fiscal restraint and are responsible for the largest expansion in the federal government and the biggest run-up in the federal deficit in history. The same folks, with John McCain right out in front leading the charge, who say they support seniors, want to privatize Social Security and put corporate pension funds up for grabs. See, the same folks who call themselves compassionate conservatives are the folks who abandoned all those people not only after Katrina, but before that storm. You and I know the American people have had enough. But Democrats don't deserve to win just because Republicans deserve to lose. If the American story is to have a chance, we need more than better programs and policies. We need better vision. When I was growing up on the south side of Chicago, everything was broken. Everything. Playgrounds, schools, families, lives, all broken. But we had a community. Because that was a time when every child was under the jurisdiction of every single adult on the block. If you messed up down the street in front of Ms. Jones, she would straighten you out as if you were hers. And then call home, by the way, so you get it twice. What those adults were trying to get across to us was that they had a stake in us. And they wanted us to understand that membership in a community is seeing the stake that each of us has in our neighbors' dreams and struggles, as well as our own. Well, Barack Obama has challenged us all to rebuild our national community, to focus not on the things that tear us apart, but that bring us together. Not on the right and the left, but on right and wrong. Not on yesterday, but on tomorrow. These are the possibilities Barack Obama asks us to reach for. This is the kind of leadership that he offers to bring to the presidency. Not because government can solve every problem in everybody's life, but because government, as Barney Frank likes to say, is simply the name we give to the things we choose to do together. Now, this will not be easy. Let's not kid ourselves. This will not be easy. The status quo is a powerful force, and a lot of people, including, frankly, some in our own beloved party, would rather not have anybody really rock the boat. If we want the leadership our times demand, then we're going to have to work for it. We're going to have to ask Republicans and independents and Democrats as well to take a chance on our own aspirations for a renewed American story. We're going to have to put our cynicism down and learn to say again, like that greatest generation, yes, we can. Yes, we can. And if you want the change that our country yearns for, if you want the leadership that inspires us to bring the best that we have and the best that we are to a renewed American cause, if you want more than a campaign for presidency, but a cause to renew the American dream, then let's join hands as Americans and go to work to elect Barack Obama the next president of the United States. God bless you all, and thank you very much. Good night.